Hi guys, so I was really tempted to do this since a long time now. Um, so basically, I decided to make it, you know, fun and constructive because this is how I feel about life in general. So, as the title would say, it's about what your family has taught you in life. So I hope can manage it in like five different topics because I'm the type to ramble a lot. Um, so let me just make it like very simply. So basically, it's about stuff that I feel like my family member has taught me to remember. Basic and wise, and stuff that you feel like anyone should feel and should remember. So this is why I decided to do it. I was not really so into the mood, but you know, if I don't do it, then I don't know how I feel about it. So let's just get started. So, um, first thing that um, my family has taught me was basically general stuff when it comes to banking and accounting. So, if I were like to ask them maybe 5 years ago if they can lend me $10, for example, that would be basically, let's say, on a Wednesday. And they would say, okay, and they will wait until Friday, and they will go on the second part of the day on Friday because they know, like, if it's not gonna go into the same bank but from a different bank, it's not gonna arrive the same day but on Monday. So they were gonna wait out for me to have the money in 5 days and not in 3 days. That's the one thing I learned from them, that basically you have to understand how to make that person wait as long as possible. And yeah, I mean, just find a way so you put yourself into the best position to torture that person and make it like it's not about you, it's about how the organization with the bank is about. So A, it's not about you rushing, it's just you had apparently just time on Friday. In the second part of the day, just to be sure the money is not gonna arrive the same day, so you're not gonna go before before 12, but after 12, so the money is gonna arrive into your bank on Monday, and only after 12. So this is the first thing my family has taught me. Um, the second thing that they always like taught me was basically, if you phone somebody, use the um, land phone. So basically, the normal dial, so not the mobile, because then you never know from which phone they're calling. And if you get lucky, like how they did when I was working at my previous business, you can impersonate me. So, for example, one of my family members pretended to be me, used a land phone to call the agency. I was supposed to arrive for an event, and they pretended to be me. Of course, they didn't know it was not me because they didn't see my phone or anything. They said I was me and I'm not attending this event. So, what I learned is that if you know a third party is not knowing you so well because they don't know you, they're not gonna, they're not gonna suspect you, not uh, not using a general phone, but you're gonna use the general phone to pretend to be someone else just to deliver this bad message about you, about not being serious, about not attending the event, and maybe they trashed the organization. I don't know what they did. So that was the second thing I learned. So use the land phone, not the mobile phone, to pretend, if you want, to be someone else, and make sure they cannot track you. Also about phones, I mean, when you call somebody uh, and you wanna make them feel bad, and basically if someone asks you to call somebody but you don't want to use your phone because they can also be tracked, the alternative way, not to use the land phone but use a mobile phone and use one of your dead relatives. So basically the last time I talked to them, they used a dead relative, for the mobile phone from a dead relative, my grandpa, just to talk about what their friends or their other family members wanted to know about me, and not to use their phone because they don't want to say they talk to me too much, or they harassed me for 30 minutes. They just use the third party phone just like a dead relative, and no one cares because no one's gonna look into that account. So that was rich. um what else did it taught me? Well, they taught me that if you don't wanna educate anybody in anything, talk about things, not about people. So basically, if you talk for a long time about buildings, apparently that's so rich. Um, so just talk about buildings, windows, doors, whatever you have, not about people. Uh, and this is a high chance that that person is not gonna meet or network with anybody anytime soon. And this is how they're gonna delay their successes in life. So that would be the third thing they taught me. Um, the fourth thing they taught me was, um, let me just think how to make it useful for you. Um, I think they taught me uh, not to ask for help, so that would be helpful if you want to see it like that. But it also means you're not gonna figure out what you're good at and what you're not good at, because as long as you don't ask people for anything, you don't know if you're good or bad or anything. You have some fake assumptions maybe about yourself, and unless you go out actually and ask for something, you will not know. um so not asking for help is a good way not to know yourself. And the fifth thing that they taught me, I mean, I'm not gonna go too much into it because even Google is like this thing that really is not helpful sometimes. you know there's always this trend. I mean, it's still like on social media somehow that for some reason if you say something, it's you're like crazy. So crazy, it's like a thing that we throw on people so many times, and even they threw it out so many times. I'm not sure to whom, but I felt like some people just rest on this opinion that someone is crazy if they don't understand something. um and this is just general because everyone throws out the window this petty way of seeing their misconceptions, their stereotypes, their maybe lack of education. I don't know what exactly that can also be. But the fact is, they don't understand something about you, they're gonna say, you're crazy. Well, this assumption again rises so many times again on social media. If people don't understand you, maybe they're gonna be intimidated by you, or um, maybe you're just, how they say, a force of nature, who knows. But being called crazy so many times, even by your family member, it just second guesses you so many times that you are actually, how people say it, a unique snowflake. So they taught me telling a person something bad on repeat can actually be hurtful, damaging. So yeah, I mean, that's what it taught me. Do this, on repeat. Tell that person on repeat. um and only talk about mental health, nothing else. I mean, they specifically target this area so many times because apparently anything else except the mental health is not important about life, from financing to jobs, networks, friends, holidays, furnitures and house, and whatever you want to have in lifestyle or in fashion or in beauty. I don't know. I mean, you can talk about so much, but if people just gonna push just one label on you like they do, it's what they want to teach you. That people really don't care about people, they just wanna make you feel bad. um so I could add like a second part like to this, the sixth possible topic they taught me. Um, I mean, I don't think like uh, I wanted to say something. Let me remember. I think it was, I don't know, the construction is going. I have actually two construction sites right now, not one, actually two. Um, I think like, yeah, I mean, going also for the third point, like educational point, leave her do something, because if she does it, she's gonna fail, and if she's gonna fail again, your construction criticism for yourself is gonna, I mean, usually people, even they, I mean, not just your family members, but again, it's a very general topic, not just family members can be like that. If you're gonna do something, and I mean, I saw it more than one time, they're not gonna speak about what you did or what you're doing, like, good stuff. They're gonna wait until you're not doing anything, and then they're gonna start trashing on you. I mean, I've talked about it in specific other topics where I see people either as apples or worms. So basically, it would be the worms in your life that really wait on you and, damage you, as an apple goes, when a worm comes and, makes it foul. So, not only is a helpful topic, but um, if you also see it on your family, you're just so used to this experience, I think, where you're really like expecting anything at any time. I mean, I wanted to be like a bit general towards the end, because you're gonna see a lot of people not taking interest in who you are and what you're doing. Um, and even if you did something amazing, they're gonna wait at least 1 year until they speak about it to you, because, as far as I understand, it's about being intimidated by you. But this is actually an advice from me, not from them. So this is how I would share a good value. Basically, if you wanna be a value in your local market or in as a person, an advice that I can give you is like to see the good and the bads that you bring to your value, I guess. So like with rain is good, like because it's water, and bad because it has typhoons and tornadoes. And so the bad stuff about water and rain in general. Same goes for sun is life, and bad because it dries out anyone, and weather wise it can be a desert, not friendly. So too much sun is not healthy, a bit of sun is good. So just figure out, I mean, this is my advice to you, okay? Because I feel like if you are going to be a value in your local market, this is something I also want to aspire to. um, Figure out what is your good part and why people appreciate or intimidated by you. And the bad is just for you to know how you scare people away. Like how water is scaring people away with tornadoes and that kind of stuff, but they come back to water. If they don't, even if they hate tornadoes and so on, they are gonna come back to water because they need it. So figure out something that you only do. I mean, it can be a long time because the market is always changing and there's always highs and lows of everything. But just figure out what is the good thing that really people are going to be attracted to, like a product or a service you have. And the bads, put the bads also. Because like me and someone else, you're gonna have really bad experience sometimes with people around you, very abusive. I mean, abuse is not only like body abuse, but it can be mental abuse. So just people toying with you mentally, like those advices. Um, you need to have people that scare people away. Like a scarecrow, basically. So these are you have to be the good and the bad, because otherwise it's gonna be um I think it's good to be, because otherwise people will not understand you as a label. Like how they don't, like, they know rain, okay, rain comes, rain goes. They have to know the goods, when the goods are coming and when the bads are coming, and what they can expect. So try out both the good and the bads on, the people around you, and only then like what type of label you are in your local market. Well, that's gonna be my advice to you. Again, it's just briefing out on what family members can teach you. I am not your family member, but since we are, this local family on the online world, you can take my last advice. I mean, that last advice is from me, not from someone else. And yeah, just figure that part out. So that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope there's gonna be a sequel. Thanks. Bye.